Can you believe Halle Berry is 58? She looks amazing, so fresh and youthful, it's almost like magic. But nope, it's not some secret spell, it's hard work and dedication to her health. Halle herself puts it simply, it's a lifestyle. It's a choice you make. So what's her secret to feeling better and stronger now than she did in her 20s? Well, it's all about red light therapy, daily workouts, and completely cutting sugar from her diet.
I swear by the ketogenic diet.
What is that?
It's a diet, simple. It's just no sugar and no carbs. And what you force your body to do is instead of burning sugar for fuel, you start burning healthy fats like avocado, coconut.
But that's just the start. Halle also takes a personalized blend of vitamins and supplements, including hormones like progesterone, testosterone, and estriol. She also uses temperature therapy, hot and cold treatments, just like other celebs, including Selena Gomez.
I think it's managing to get enough rest, prioritizing your sleep and your health and your well-being is important, and it's hard to do that sometimes.
When it comes to exercise, she does it 4 to 5 days a week and often tailors her training to match her roles. For her 2020 movie Bruised, she trained in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and Taekwondo.
I just do body weight stuff. I do yoga sometimes, Pilates. I kind of switch it up because your body gets used to the same exercises, so you have to kind of, trick it every 6 or 3 months.
And the reason she's so focused on health is personal. Halle was diagnosed with diabetes when she was just 19. She actually fell into a diabetic coma, which was a wake-up call to completely change her lifestyle. Since then, she's been mindful of everything she eats, which is why sugar is a big no-go for her. In fact, she cleaned up her diet so well that she was able to avoid relying on insulin medication altogether. Now that's truly impressive. Sugar is the enemy, Halle shared. You couldn't put anything sweet in front of me right now and pay me to eat it. I'm just not interested. As for her beauty routine, the actress keeps it simple, but effective. As soon as I wake up, I cleanse my face and then nourish and hydrate my skin, she shared. She's a huge fan of vitamin C too. Whether in cream or serum form, it works wonders for her skin. But despite all the wellness wins, Halle's health journey hasn't been without struggles. In a candid chat with Drew Barrymore, she opened up about a scary experience that happened while she was dating her partner, Van Hunt.
Morning, I tried to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't go.
Ended up at the doctor's office where she was mistakenly diagnosed with a severe case of herpes.
We spend the next 72 hours kind of doing the blame game, trying to figure out who gave it to me, who gave it to him, and then a couple hours after that, my doctor called me and said that you do not have herpes.
Instead, it was experiencing symptoms of perimenopause. That moment was an eye-opener for her.
They say, I learned that perimenopause can start in your late 30s even, and early 40s.
Yep.
I thought, clearly, I'm 54. But at that point, nobody had really had a serious conversation.
Beyond health and beauty, Halle is also tackling ageism in Hollywood.
Historically, women as we age, we just get old, right? Men get sexy. They get gray hair, they're silver foxes. We're just old.
Is not interested in letting a number define her career or what is capable of. As women, we get defined by age way more than men do, says. We have to kick that in the face and say, no, I'm going to do what I can do as long as I feel good doing it. And if you think she's worried about aging in an industry that worships youth, think again. Halle has always believed she's more than just a pretty face.
Always known that I'm more than this show that I walk around in.
She's looking forward to the future where people will start seeing the deeper, more interesting parts of who she is. Though we've talked about Halle's health and beauty secrets, let's get into her love life, because that journey hasn't been easy either. It's no doubt that Halle Berry has had an incredibly tough time in her love life. Sadly, with 3 failed marriages, it seems like finding love is a lot harder than it should be for the actress.
In my 30s, I had to find my voice. It was my first divorce. I had to stand up for myself in a personal way.
Her most recent split was from fellow actor Olivier Martinez, and what started off as the epitome of romantic Hollywood perfection turned out to be a clashing priority, headstrong temperaments, and a nasty custody battle over her children. But things didn't start out this way for the couple. At first, things could not have been more perfect for them. Halle was happy for what felt like the first time in a long time, so what happened? What was the breaking point for this couple after things had started out so well? According to a close friend that shared some insight into their relationship, one major issue between the couple was their living situation. Martinez and Berry said their I do's to each other back in 2013. Halle was pregnant at the time, and they had decided that they wanted to raise their family, including Berry's daughter from a previous relationship, Nala, in Europe. However, the actress got locked in a custody battle with her ex-boyfriend, model Gabriel Aubry, and their plans to move to Europe were put to a stop. What resulted was a nasty custody battle over Halle's daughter, and a judge ruled that Berry was to pay Aubry $16,000 a month in child support, as well as retroactive payment of $115,000 and $300,000 for Aubry's attorney fees. The court had also denied Berry's request to move overseas permanently with her daughter Nala. Aubry, Nala's father, was adamant about not letting Berry take his daughter away from him. Due to the custody agreement, Berry had to stay in Los Angeles in order to raise her daughter, forcing Martinez and their newborn son to relocate to LA.
Whenever you're going through anything in life, when you step outside yourself and you focus on others, that's always the best remedy for any situation that you'd rather not be dealing with.
According to the source, Martinez had a hard time adjusting to the move. Olivier never loved living in LA full-time. He just isn't happy in LA. Naturally, Martinez was furious, and both he and Aubry had a violent confrontation on Thanksgiving outside of the actress's home. The brawl got so out of hand that it resulted in both men being sent to the hospital for their injuries. After Aubry was treated at a hospital, he was subsequently booked at the Metro Detention Center for misdemeanor battery and later released on $20,000 bail. While Berry blamed Aubry for instigating the brawl, she was still mad at Martinez in the aftermath. She felt that he could have handled it in a different way, called the police, walked away. She has a pretty hot temper herself, but violence is the one thing she will not tolerate, a close friend shared. However, their living situation wasn't the couple's only issue. Another source who knows the couple alleged that it was Martinez's temper that caused a rift between them. He has a violent temper. Friends say he has an out-of-control, hair-trigger temper. The insider shared, "We already know that he was throwing fists at Berry's ex, but was there any other indication that he had a short temper? Well, cameras caught Martinez shoving an empty car seat toward a LAX employee as he, Berry, and the kids exited the airport. The employee went on to sue the couple for $5 million. If that's how he behaved in public, Halle's fans can't help but wonder what his temper is actually like behind closed doors." The couple's tough working schedules also added to their stress and made things even more difficult to handle. With both Berry and Martinez's busy schedules as working actors, they both found it extremely difficult to balance their newfound family life with their work life.
And with the TV schedules, is that better? Is that easier to kind of balance with a family with the
No.
two of you doing? No?
It's worse.
Is it? So how do you
The
make
pace
it?
is, that's what I'm learning to do. I'm trying to right now find the balance.
A source shared just months before the split that Olivier complained that Halle wasn't spending enough time at home with him. They weren't getting enough time together because she was working so much. He had been hoping that after their son was born that the actress would take a break from work so that they could get more family time. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Just a year into their marriage, rumors started to swirl that the couple was headed for divorce. However, a rep shared to E! News that nothing is further from the truth. With Berry hard at work and often traveling to promote her acting career, Martinez found himself growing lonely. He complains he spends his days alone or with friends. He doesn't understand why Halle wants to work so much and is still so focused on her career. Halle has instead been extremely busy, and Olivier, who has not been working, is very bored in LA, an insider confessed. So in order to deal with his boredom, Olivier would travel to France rather than stay at their home in LA. So when Halle would come home after a long day at work, her husband wasn't even there. After it became clear that they were both unhappy in their marriage, they tried to make their relationship work for the sake of their children. Their solution? Spend time away from one another, even if it meant living apart for extended periods of time. The distance between them grew so vast that Berry even forgot about their 2-year anniversary. While being interviewed on E! News, the presenter brought up her and Olivier's 2-year milestone, and the actress responded with, "Thank you for reminding me." In 2015, Berry was photographed without her wedding ring, inciting rumors again that there is trouble in paradise. Instead, the actress claimed that she lost her engagement ring while in Mexico the previous January and has been wearing a gold band instead. Despite the ongoing rumors that things weren't going well with the couple, they were often spotted out and about, holding hands, doing their best to smile and show the public that there was nothing to worry about. However, this could not have been further from the truth. Just a few months after the actress was spotted without her ring, she filed for divorce from her husband, citing irreconcilable differences. "We move forward with love and respect for one another and the shared focus of what is best for our son," the former pair told E! News in a statement. Olivier Martinez, on the other hand, never expected to divorce Halle. A friend close to the actor shared that he was disappointed that their relationship had turned so sour and came to an end. It seemed as though he had hoped that they would have been able to work things out, despite all of their differences and clashes. He and Halle always had a very passionate relationship. There was a lot of arguing, but also a lot of love, the source shared. Meanwhile, Halle previously opened up about how she is feeling happier than ever following her split from Olivier. She confessed,
I just feel happy, you know? I've arrived at a really good place once again, and that's always good news.
This wasn't Halle's first rodeo when it came to getting a divorce. The actress had been divorced twice before, first from baseball player David Justice, whom she married in 1993, and then from singer Eric Benet, whom she married in 2001. As women, we go into marriage thinking it's going to last forever and that this is our prince on a shiny horse. That's what fairy tales taught me as a kid, and I'm kind of anti-fairy tales today. The actress shared, somehow she pushed through all of her heartaches and continued to search for love, even after her heart had been broken numerous times and seemed irreparable. And yes, she holds no regret when it comes to any of her relationships. Despite every one of those heartbreaks that she also described as sometimes embarrassing, Halle admitted that she learned a lot about herself through all of it. All of those relationships were necessary for me. We all come here with lessons that we have to learn, and those relationships provided me with lessons that got me to where I am right now. For that, I'm grateful, but it has been hard. It's been a difficult part of my life. However, since then, Halle had moved on and given her heart to another man, musician Van Hunt. Berry and Van Hunt have been hot and heavy since 2020, and the actress confirmed her new blossoming relationship in September 2020 with a cheeky Instagram post. Several months later, the twosome made their red carpet debut at the 2021 Academy Awards. Halle absolutely believes Van is the one for her. She can see herself settling down with him, a source told Us Weekly at the time, adding that he really brings out the fun side of Halle. She's not the only one who is smitten either. Van is head over heels for Halle. It's adorable to see how much he is infatuated with her. We only want the best for Halle, and we hope that this time she's found the one who will make her happy and treat her like the goddess that she is.